just wanted to say in this message how I was able to see through this crime happening to me. And it was just so harsh because I loved these people. Like, I truly did. I loved them for wanting better in my life, not only with them, but for myself and for everybody. But it was just hard because I didn't want to see it coming from the places that it was coming from. I just didn't understand, and nor I think anybody could have. The part that made it easy for them to keep me poisoned up was because I was poisoned since I was a kid. If it happened, at 14 or 18 or 22 and it just happened once or twice, that would be a different story. But it was to keep me poisoned up lost inside of this covert warfare that I kept suggesting to. Something's happening to me that I needed help with to be able to see through. But I'd be going back to the same people that would be doing it to me. So that's much like a Stockholm syndrome, where you're going back to your abuser. And it's just so rough on the heart, just emotionally. But then it's also there towards the end of where I was like actually starting to call them out for their crimes, that it's just started to make it where I was able to see many times before then that I had wanted to move differently, and then they got me poisoned up again so that I couldn't see to reason through that I wanted to run away from them and leave them far behind, not be in myself left far behind, beyond driven inside of this crime. And so when I would be coming out of that long-standing poisoning by design, in this last time, I put it in my mind that I'm going to need to move completely different from what I've done before to try and get away from these people, completely calling back my energy. I was like literally praying to the Lord, like, Lord, let me take back my autonomy. Lord, let me take back my mind. Lord, let me call back all of my mind, all of my resources, all of my energy, all of my finances, all of my love life, all of everything, because my love life included these people that I could have never been included in by what they were doing to me. And so it's obvious to me now why they kept on minimizing anything that I would say, deflecting upon anything I'd say, making me out to be crazy with anything I'd say, when it's not. It's not that I was crazy, and it's not that I was any of the things to be deflected on or neglected in that manner of finding truth, because I deserved to know what that truth was. I deserved to know the truth about how these people would move in my life, not being led blind to the point where you're like legitimately you can't think straight. You're like, they're putting stuff in your drink or putting stuff in your food or doing whatever they have to do to completely carry out this crime of proxy warfare by design, so that I could never see what was going on maybe after 20-25 minutes, and then you're left enraged. You just don't know what your capabilities are from what you would otherwise do or what you would otherwise know. Like, you just don't even have a clue. It's just how it worked for me anyway, because I didn't have developing stages in my life growing up, you see. So like every age and every single place inside of my life that they did this to me led me into an early graveyard of my mind, kind of, where every single energy, every single loving design I had, anything that I wanted to do with my life, was just being led into a tomb. It was into a tomb of who I otherwise would be, and I couldn't see that. And so there at the end, I knew. I was like, if you don't move differently, they're going to get you again. They're going to get something inside of your body again. Don't accept any water, no coffee, no food, no anything. And then I was playing on their emotions back, because they would now be, they weren't calling me before, but all of a sudden it'd be like, my proxy made lover would call me And then I could hear through the conversation, she's just trying to figure out, like, where my mental states are at, because she gave me that coffee earlier and I threw it away, just like I had been doing. So it started bothering her. Then it started bothering him, Jesse. And then he'd call me like five minutes later. How's it going, buddy? Acting like I'm not supposed to see through what's being done to me. And I just said, look, man, I'm not feeling well. I'm trying to figure out if I can keep working or not. You know, and like trying to play it off as like, I don't know what's going on with me. You know, like I would try to pretend like I was made in the states of mind before. You know, so I would be trying to play and pretend. Well, that didn't work, and all of a sudden my brother's calling me. My brother never calls me. Never. I would always have to call him or reach out to him. Unless he was calling me to, like, push me to moving money around with my Steam-backed dollars or Hive-backed dollars into Bitcoin so that he could move it into this Omnicomp or whatever so that he could steal all of my NTF money, which is a lot of money from writing, on top of taking even that much more money from me from my door dashing just before leaving me in a car crash after I just put in a quarter of a payment of a Maserati into that car. And so it's just this, all of it was set up. Every single last piece of it was set up by design so that these motherfuckers can get away with not only their crime of poisoning me, but their crime of rape. And then my dad, he's just a fucking free-for-all fuck show. Like, that motherfucker. Like, I don't have the right to come out of a long-standing crime of that type and suggest how I'm gonna swing a cup in such a certain way that my cup wouldn't even get hurt, but you should see their face, you know, blah blah blah. And then they're making me out to be the felon over the felony and felonies, the multiple felonies throughout all of my life. Oh, okay. That makes a whole lot of no sense at all. So a motherfucker can get away with rape. All these motherfuckers can get away with proxy faking my relationship so they can keep me poisoned off. These bitch-ass brothers of mine can proxy warfare me and create this proxy warfare by design, specifically to leave me so misaligned, as if it was to create a problem that was just to go and sort itself out, when they could have taken me in. They could have taken me in. I could have gotten a job. But that was never the intention. The intention was to make me crazy, to make me insane, to make me into a rage, to make me swing fists and fight these people or do something out of the ordinary. And that action, in a hard-pressed fashion, was just to make it like, oh, that's him. That's just him. He never meant to do anything better with his life than the poisoned up way of him was to show and placate on his abilities in life. So that's what they did to me. That's absolutely what they did to me. And that's why it's just so hard and harsh to deal with. Because, look, I didn't want this shit. I didn't need for this shit to happen to me this way. I didn't ask for it. And especially from a young age, when you, I maybe knew, 5 words total. You know what I mean? In my development and growing up, in my growth. And then all of a sudden you're poisoned off and you need all 86 words to even try to formulate the 900 words that you need to even suggest to the monstrosity of the crime, and then you're just left inside of your mind like, what am I supposed to do with this type of feeling? But you don't even know the words. What am I supposed to do with this? You know what I mean? You don't even know those words at that age. So that's why it was easy to keep me poisoned up all of my life. You see? And then always insinuating a proxy lover, a proxy warfare artist, a proxy this, a proxy that. And all of these people were closely tied from my childhood even with the people that would be closer to my brothers in a way or closer to my dad with, like, say, my ex-girlfriend before last that was within proxy, Emily, suggesting she's gonna throw herself down the stairs and blame me. Like, what a fucking bitch, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You have no fucking right doing that to any fucking man whatsoever. And then you want to poison him up, and then 2-3 hours later be like, why can't you find your words? And you're like literally struggling through everything in your mental capacity to be able to fucking reason through anything going on in your life. But that's exactly what was going on. And then on top of it, she didn't want me on that car lease, and she just didn't want me to be on anything because she wanted to use me up like a coupon because she was a big couponer. And so she just wanted to use me to take care of the car, take care of the payments for X amount of time, 6-7 months, whatever it was, so that she could just get away scot-free with the car, with a cheaper amount to pay for the rest of the car's value. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Sorry, but that's just a fucking dick move right there. And on top of it, she was friends with my stepsister, who would also say that I'm being whitewashed by my mom, when no, I was being whitewashed by my brothers and my father manipulating me into this crime. And now that I fucking see it for what it is, they want to, like, literally indemnify their crimes. Like, oh, good for you, bitch niggas. Sorry, excuse my French, but good for you, you fucking suck ass motherfuckers. Like, who the fuck would do that to their own fucking family? A, and then B, why? Why would you want to side with that motherfucker and then lie about it as if my father didn't rape my sister? And that's why it's part of my story. Not only to mention that, but it was physically abusive to me, it was mentally abusive to me, it was psychologically abusive to me, and it was relationship abuse all over my life. And so they want to placate as though I'm just not, like, I don't have any reason, skills whatsoever after that many years of crime to be able to come out of that long-standing way and call back my energy, call back my autonomy, and suggest that, no, these motherfuckers do not have a right to do this to you. And to stop it dead in its tracks. Because these people played in such a harsh way over my life and over my whole lifespan in the very demonic demands of their fucking own to indemnify their own faces or save their own faces. And that's all that they did. That's all that they worked on doing. It was never about network marketing with me. It was never about me getting through school. It was about what can we do to set up, what can we do now that he made it through that last setup and the setups before that to make a problem go and sort itself out. Just pushing me off. And I felt it in that shelter. I don't know how I could see through, but it was like if I didn't do all the studies that I did before and all the writing that I did and everything that I was doing to try and figure it out, scribbling notebook after fucking notebook, to words, just words, and looking at other targeted individuals, what they're dealing with, other gang stalking maneuvers, what they're dealing with, other crimes and what they're dealing with, because I needed to know what is happening to me. What the fuck is happening to me? Because this reaction, this way, is not me. And I could see that at multiple times throughout my growing up, where all of a sudden I'd be wiped up all out of state of mind, again, by the crimes, by the abuse, by the poisoning, by the psychological manipulation, by the torture campaigns, by the smear campaigns, by all the slander and lies and the pushing me off and suggesting that, or just suggesting lies, just suggesting anything and everything other than what it was, to push me off, manipulate me, leave me in that state of mind for long enough to where I would just be like totally giving up on myself until I wouldn't even realize what I was giving up on to have anything to give up on in the first place. Because it would just be like one tier to another tier, to a third tier, to a fourth tier. And that's why in my lyrics I talk about these bars and flames, because I'm trying to raise up that bar. And like, if they brought me to the 9th bar in flames, well, now I need to get up to the fucking 18th bar to get away from these criminals, so I'm not on fire. I can get up and away somehow from them trying to tear me down, trying to burn me up, trying to soul cook me, trying to spirit cook me, trying to hurt me in the worst ways to save their own faces from the crimes that they know they committed. So that's why I'm saying and I'm speaking it out now, because nobody who is anybody deserves this type of abuse inside of their life. Not a single person. And they did it to their own blood-born family. Like, you all are complete psychotic bitches for doing what you did. And that's what it is. It's psychotic. It's sociopathic. It's covert, malignant, narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopath bullshit. So you can take your psychobabble bullshit and take it elsewhere, because that's exactly why you need to neglect me. You need to neglect me so you can indemnify the crime and save face. And it's just the reasons that I have to know for a fact that this is what's been being done to me. And for police or for anybody to not allow me to be the investigator of my own life's plight, go fuck yourself. Who do you work for? Do you work for the law? Do you work for the legal? The law's written that it's illegal to rape. It's illegal to poison someone up. It's illegal to premeditatively murder somebody. It's illegal to make somebody's relationships specifically designed so that they can psychologically manipulate you and push you off to make you feel like you ain't worth nothing. What's that called? There's a word for it. Just drawing a blank. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, but it's just, I'm drawing a blank on the word itself. But either way, it's illegal. Every single last move they made on me, from my dad being a baby in diapers, being poisoned death, so that they could do what they would do. And my dad never wanted me. My dad wanted me dead. My dad wanted my mom to get run over by a fucking car. My dad wanted to cut her wires when she needed them to call the police. It's the same thing as being hacked. This day and age, except this day and age, it's your everything. It's your outreach. It's your support system. It's your friend, supposed friends, meant to like bring us closer together. But it's not bringing us closer together. It's hurting us. And technology has ruined every last little organic thing about our lives. So anyway, that's all I gotta say for right now. It's just a huge and heavy crime, and I think it's the heaviest of its type that's happened to me. So that's why I'm out here looking for your support. Thanks very much. God bless and take care of yourselves. I know I'm trying to.